I was coaching a CEO of a company recently, and his company was going through financial headwinds and they were finding it difficult to even pay the salaries. And this person, it was visible on his face, the tension, the stress, the burden of wanting to do good for his employees, yet at the same time, making sure that the company is sustainable, that the business is sustainable. And I asked this person, have you shared this with your team? Have you shared this with your employees? And he said, never. I could never do that because their livelihood are at stake. Like, he was almost about to make a tough decision to fire, to let go of some of his staff, but he did not have the courage or openness, which is very understandable, to talk about this openly with his team. And I asked him, right, before making that decision, not just for the company, but also for himself, this was a very hard decision. Have a conversation with your team. And he took a brave step. He invited everybody in and spoke about the financials of the company due to the recession. And what happened after that even surprised this person. The moment he went fully transparent and included his people, his employees as members of his team, the moment he did that, almost everybody started pitching up with ideas. Ideas not just to save money, but how to innovate, how to creatively deal with this challenge, right? This temporary challenge of the market, while at the same time making sure that the company continues to acquire new customers and also provide service to the customers that they already had. What happened after a few of such meetings which this leader had in succession was that many employees volunteered to take pay cuts, to let go of their salary so that the company could survive for a while. And they also came up with a lot of creative ideas of how they can increase the revenue without increasing costs. And this took them down a path which within 3 to 6 months, they were able to turn the financial situation around. They were able to acquire some new clients. And within that 6 months period, this leader was able to pay the salaries of everybody who had foregone them for the last 6 months. And there was a tremendous amount of energy, space which opened up, the trust which built in that team, or the camaraderie which showed up after that is unimaginable. And why? Just because this leader had the courage and the presence of mind to actually be transparent, to be open with his deepest fears of not wanting to disappoint his employees. And he was taking a huge burden on himself, which he didn't have to. He had, at that point of time, 60 people working with him. And he shared that burden with those 60 people, and then all of them pitched in with either voluntary pay cuts or creative ideas, which not only helped the company tide that economical storm, but also build in new practices and new processes, which is helping the company even now and which will continue to help the company many years into the future. This is the power when you open up and be vulnerable. Every vulnerable act is also an courageous act. The question is, are you being vulnerable right now, or are you trying to hold it all inside?